Hello. Alright, we're hopefully finally going to get OpenVR working today. Well, actually I know exactly how I'm going to program it in. Whether or not it's going to work is another question. Alright. So I've been looking at a few things. First of all, I was looking at the VR compositor submit function here, or in this main part, applications call wait get poses to get the set of poses used to render the camera and other tracked objects, render the left and right eyes, finally submit those undistorted textures. So apparently this gets the tracked controllers. So then the other thing that it says that's super useful here is you can submit the eyes the exact same frame buffer. So you could reuse the same frame buffer, which saves memory. That's really nice. But there's some other things I'm still not sure about that I need to look through this example code to see. Render frame. So mainly, how does it time this? I know it doesn't call this each frame. This swap window might do it, but I don't think that. That'll just update the window. I don't think that'll actually do it. And then it also doesn't follow the exact same. So right here it says applications call wait get poses to get the set of poses, and finally submit. Calling wait get poses also sets the application as the focus of the compositor. So you need to call it, even if you're not getting any tracked objects, just to get. Okay, so this is actually where it does it. And so this actually doesn't track any poses. Doesn't look like, at least. MR track device pose. Maybe it is. Is pose valid? Convert Steam VR matrix to matrix 4. Oh, I wonder if it has some conversion functions here to help me. Alright, so MR tracked device pose. Okay. Alright, so I know how I'm going to implement this now. I'm going to create a file called OVR. If this is included, then the engine will have all the features for render into VR. So include it like right here. Alright. So there's some other things I want to change now. Now that I've figured out that you can submit each eye separately, I want to change this render VR function to submit each eye separately. I'm also going to need a shutdown VR function. So yeah, it actually looks like I wonder if wait get poses is what synchronizes it. I wonder if wait get poses is because nothing else I see here does timing. Let's see, we've got render stereo targets. Render controller axes. I mean, somewhere here. No, that only does it if input is available. Okay, so as far as I'm aware, there's no actual timing here. It just renders as fast as possible. I guess the submit function does the timing or something. That's actually good though. I'm just gonna stop all of my frame synchronization here. I actually wonder if swap window, whatever. I'm gonna trust OpenVR for this one. So I'm just gonna not do any of my own frame synchronization. Submit eye. Eye and texture. I hope I can cast to it. You know me, I can. Alright. I want to see this convert Steam VR matrix. Convert Steam VR matrix to matrix 4. Okay. So that's going to be the hardest part, I think, for me, is extracting this data. Alright, so let's begin setting this up. So how will this work? So first of all, this is going to be an engine launch. It's not going to be in the editor. The editor isn't going to have any VR features. So alright, so in my render loop right here, where it syncs hertz, if not defined, or actually wait, how is this going to work? this is actually only going to do that. So, man, so even if it has this header included, it could, I'm going to pop up the option to choose the non-VR version of the game. So that, okay, that's the first thing I should do is when the game launches, or when the engine launches in this engine launch code, I'm going to include the option if you want to go into VR mode. So it's going to be a Boolean. Actually, yeah, I don't know how I want to program this. Let's see, has VR runtime installed. I don't think I have to delete that. Let's see what they do in their shutdown code. They just set it to null, okay. Alright, so if defines openvr.h, if has VR, we're going to need to show a message box asking whether or not they want to launch the VR version. Does the simple message box have a yes/no option? Flags. Error dialog, warning dialog, information dialog. Yeah, no, so I'm going to need to use the full message box function. Information warning error. I think information is the right one. Reality device has been detected. Would you like to launch the game in VR? Alright, so if button I equals D equals 0, then it's going to launch in VR. Otherwise, it's not going to launch in VR. So we're going to have a bool VR enabled. Call init VR. And then on the shutdown, we're going to call VR shutdown. Oops, just close that file. Open that back up. Okay. So this is going to be checking if VR enabled. Alright, that's it. Void prompt VR launch. I think I'm going to put this in its own separate function. Right, so that gives us the option of launching in VR. Now I need to figure out how I want to pass this pose data I guess the poses are just matrix 4, map 4s, but I don't know. How do I tell which device is the hand, is which hand? Wait, so if equals C controller, track device equals this equals H, I equals invalid, G equals generic tracker. Okay, so I look for the controller. Alright, so I'm just gonna track the head first. But let's add these poses. Get VR poses. I don't know if I'm gonna pass this data right there. I might add an option to just query it. Wait, VR poses. Wait, what? What calls it? Oh, the compositor. Wait, maybe I'll just call wait get poses each time I do submit eye texture then. Nah. Alright, so track device pose T. It's incompatible with type O. Just an array of structures. Alright. So then I should be able to search through these trackers. Wait, is there also a get controller? Controller. There has to be some. They have a function for easily getting the head projection matrix. There has to be one for getting the controller. No, I guess not. And also, is there get project? Is there an easier way of getting the projection? Get projection raw. Left, right, top, bottom. I actually don't know what I think those left, right, top, bottoms are tangents. That actually seems harder to work with than the get projection matrix. I wish it would just give me like eye position and quaternions for rotation or whatever instead of a goddamn matrix. Everyone says quaternions are more complicated, but I think they're way easier. At least compared to matrices. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm now going to implement the VR loop. So there's going to be no frame rate timing Oh, wait. Okay, so the VR headset automatically has VSync. So I actually need to make sure that VSync is disabled on the window here, otherwise it's going to mess up the timing here. Like, let me check this window swap buffers. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so if VSync's enabled, does swap window, and that should wait. Should end up waiting. Alright, so if not defined, if defined ovr.h and VR enabled. Actually, if VR isn't enabled, there we go. So now that'll not do any frame rate timing. So I'll need to do the VR rendering right here. Submit. I'll do it at the same part it does the window active. So part of this, actually, I'm going to set up a frame buffer here. Render texture, VRI. Render texture. I haven't used this render texture class for a while. Yeah, so it doesn't even have a width. Oh wait, yeah, it does. Okay. So this can get the eye resolution. Actually, wait. I'm only just going to call this once, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this init VR function also output the resolution. Oh yeah, I forgot to check if it actually successfully initializes VR. So if not init VR, then I'm going to give a warning message box. Or your VR is up to date. It's updated to the latest version. Now we initialize this render texture. And what format? Oh man, I haven't made a render texture for a while. I actually don't remember. I think the format should just be GL red green blue A32. Like that. I'll be 24 depth bits. Wait, doesn't need a render buffer. It's not equal to 0. GL depth component. Huh. So I guess it automatically has depth anyways. Wait. OpenGL, does a frame buffer need a render buffer? I think you can render it without a render buffer. I feel like I should only do this if the depth bits are non-zero. Same purpose. Create and use specifically with frame buffer objects. They're optimized. Complete. Each attachment point has specific restrictions, issues. Each attachment point itself, completeness rule, attachments with be attachment complete, all images must have the same number of multi-sample samples. Is there anything about render buffers? OpenGL FBO is render buffer needed for completeness. So I'm thinking as long as I have depth testing off, there's no need. So I think what I'm going to do is, if depth bits does not equal 0, and then delete render texture. I need something to store how many depth bits there are. I guess I can go T since this depth object isn't used, I can assign the depth bits to the width here and then check that down here when I'm freeing it. Okay. So no depth texture, and we're not going to do any multi-sample anti-aliasing, at least right now. So that should not initialize our VRI render texture. Okay. So there's going to be three main parts to this rendering. First of all, we're going to call the wait get poses, and that'll update our eye matrix and everything, I believe. And then we will render each eye, submitting each iframe. So we're going to need to render the scene twice. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have a callback so that each time it renders each eye, I can do whatever I want. I can call my own custom renderer, or when I'm just testing right now, I can just like clear the eye render texture. So update VR. I don't know if I want to call it update VR, render VR. So let's see what it's doing here. VR enabled, sync this, calls the render calls. So yeah, I think I'm actually going to leave it. I'm just going to call wait get poses here. And then I'm going to call submit VRI texture wherever it works best. Yeah, I'm also wondering if I should call Oh, it only calls this when the window is active as well. It should actually call this when VR is enabled. It shouldn't matter if the window is enabled. Ooh, The other thing is, I don't know if I want to call some update functions after wait VR poses right here. I may. Yeah, so okay. I'm just thinking whether or not I just want to put this all right up here. Not even call swap buffers. I may just do this. If OVR H, VR enabled. I'm just going to call all of this right here. I'm just going to call GL flush instead of swap window. And then else, we're going to do the normal right here. All right. Now I think I might also want another function. I don't know. Technically, I can just add anything I want to the render calls. I might make a little macro for submitting the eye. VR. Hell, it's easy enough to do. Alright. I actually think I'm ready to... I think this is all I need to do a really simple VR app. I think I'm going to do something really headache-inducing at the beginning to test. I'm going to do a... I'm going to color one eye red and one eye green, just to test and see if it's working. So how am I going to do this? I'm going to create a custom render function. One thing I want to check as well that I forgot. I'm not using synchronized timers here. Okay. That means that I can't access them from other threads. Alright, so in our rendering function here, clear the left eye red. Alright, so render texture bind. Then clear a bit. Then we're going to submit, so it's submit VR eye texture. So we'll submit the left eye 0. What's the actual texture ID? It's the render texture.color.texture. Alright, so that does this to the left eye as well. That does green. Okay, actually, wait, I need to check as well. New engine option. I think I'm going to prompt VR before it calls the startup function. Okay, so I call startup right here, and the window's initialized right here. So I'm going to call the VR right before that startup. So then I can check if VR enabled, else VR not enabled. Let's see if this, oh wait, I need to open the project. Syntax error, syntax error, syntax error.
We know the future doesn't necessarily proceed along a single course.
Bool is undefined. Okay. Include stdbool.h. Include stdint.h. Wait, actually, what am I doing? I should just include system.h. Will include basically everything I need, I believe. Oh, thank God. So the other day on stream, I went like 30 minutes forgetting to turn my camera off. So that was really smart. So at least today, I didn't mess that up. Oh, okay. And now the issue is that there's no render texture. This is fair. I'm going to need to think about this and the include order of this at least, because I may need to actually put it in the engine launch if I want it to use a render texture. Let me try including graphics.h. Oh yeah, okay, that does work. Alright, hold on. I left my window open, it's cold outside, I gotta close it. Alright, let's see what these errors are. Oh, that is a macro that cannot fit in a single line. That render texture bind has too few arguments. Oh, UX, Y. All right. So running this should VR not enabled. Yeah, okay. So also I need to disable edit mode. All right, this is good though. So this is building. Wait. What in the fuck? How did... Oh, I know, because commenting this out runs a different section of code. So this isn't the right function name. Wait VR poses. It is though, wait. Wait VR poses. Unresolved external symbol. Oh, wait, have I not compiled it yet? Oh my god, I just hadn't compiled it. Okay. Alright, so there we go. This should, on my other PC with VR plugged in, should give me the prompt for VR. So, I am going to now set that up. So this is actually going to be quite the setup. I stream from... basically set up a second stream going across my network from the VR PC, and then play that stream with FFmpeg on this PC and record that so that you can see what I'm doing in VR. All right. I'm just copying over the files. And the Windows file share isn't working. Perfect. Hold on. There we go. All right. Okay, so now I need to copy over the libraries. Let's copy over OpenVR, SDL. I'm just going to copy over all of the libraries. Wait, actually. I'll get the stream set up too. And I forget. I forget what I have to type into FF Play to get it to work. Oh, here it goes. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna set this up here. Yeah, I'll just do it right here. Is there a way to put this full screen? No, there isn't. Okay. Anyways, you can see my other PC screen here. So I've got test VR folder. I need to copy over test ground VR app, and all right, I think this is actually working. I might move my camera out of the way. I'm not sure. I might actually turn it around, but so you can see. It's easier this way. Alright, 1 second. Let me get VR set up. Alright, you know what? I was worried that this would be low resolution, but it's actually not too bad. The one thing I wish I could do was make this full screen, but I guess it's good. Okay, I was just worried when I showed this for a second that it leaked my IP. 0000. Okay. Alright, it should be good to test now. Let's see if it works. Hell yes, a virtual reality device has been detected. Would you like to launch the game with OpenVR? Oh, the no button comes before the yes. I wanted the yes button to come before the no. Yes. Alright, it's launching Steam VR. It launched Steam VR, let's see. Okay, it's waiting. It's waiting. So something's wrong. Okay. So I need to figure this out. For whatever reason, it's waiting and it's not rendering. And I didn't output anything to the console, so I actually don't know if it's even... Oh my god, I'm stupid. Render calls. This is supposed to be render calls instead of update calls. Okay, is there anything else I'm not doing that it does in this demo? Compositor, submit. Update HMD matrix pose. No? Okay, I'm just gonna have this output just to be sure. I think it literally might be because I put it on the update thread instead of the main thread. It shouldn't have even been rendering because of that. So alright. Copy and move version over. Okay. Let's test and see if this works now. Oh god, it works. Oh man, red and green fucking hurts. Who would have thought it could be so painful just to look at two colors? Alright, that works. That works. It's rendering the red and green to each eye. Oh my god, I actually have VR rendering working. That is Pog. Oh man, okay. Alright. Alright, VR rendering is a go. I'm just gonna make a basic shader now. Actually, wait. I'm gonna try and get the projection info. So yeah, I think I'm gonna make a shader for doing this. Field of view from projection matrix. Oh, look, literally someone working on an augmented reality calculation needs the exact same thing. Right, so right, left, bottom, top. This was what it was talking about with getting your own projection matrix. So there's no field of view. So P0 and P1 times. Okay, so the field of view along the y-axis. 1 divided by... Okay, I want to see... First of all, I want to do a little test. I have my function for converting the angle, the field of view angle, to the tangent. I want to see if this actually gives me the opposite. I want to see if this gives me field of view tangent to angle. Because that is basically what I'm going to need to test. So I'm going to create a little console test here. Alright, so this is going to convert the angle to a tangent and back. So this will let me test whether or not it's working. Times 180 divided by pi is just, yeah, 2 degrees. Unresolved external symbol, field of view, tangent. I spelled tangent wrong. Oh, wait, it's cut in half. Wait, what the shit? Is it right? Oh, yeah, it's just multiplied by 2 because it's not the whole field of view. Awesome, that is the answer, though. That does give me... You can see here... Oh, wait, never mind. It's correct at 90. It's nearly correct at 110. It's correct at 170. Oh my god, it makes me wonder if my field of view function is off. This is probably off too. Alright, I should find the proper way of doing this. looking at this now, I think I can just use whatever the opposite of A tan is. Probably tan F. Oh, wait, that's backwards. Look. Field of view 170, 110. So that's inverted. Interesting. So wait, can I just do 90 minus? And that'll give me 10, 30, 50, nearly perfect. Hell yes. Okay. There we go. Alright, I'm kind of scared of this projection matrix, but let's do it. So get VR iMatrix. So I'm pretty sure the bottom of a 4x4 matrix is the position. Four by four matrix columns labeled. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. Man, this is complicated. Alright, so I'm gonna use this to check the position first. Actually, what am I doing? Not the position. I think the first values of the projection matrix are the upright. I can't remember what order it goes in though. I can't remember if it's upright forward or if it's forward upright. Projection matrix upright forward. There has to be something that labels what do the values variables. Goddamn. Nope. So I'm pretty sure. Wow, you cannot tell. There is very little difference between the orthographic and perspective right here. Alright, Steam VR matrix layout. Yeah, I don't know what order their matrix is in. Our OpenVR matrices row major. Okay, screw it. You know what? Taking the easy way out, we're just outputting all of these variables to the console. And this is going to be the easiest way for me to debug what these values actually are. I'm going to put the headset on. And I'm going to run it to see what is happening. Oh, my headset is probably about to fall asleep too. Okay, so that was really weird. It looked like... It actually looked like that nothing changed when I moved the headset around. I could have sworn the projection matrix... I guess the projection matrix isn't the pose. I'm going to try running this again. I guess the projection matrix is just, like literally the near and far and top and bottom. Alright, so I copied that data. So it looks like, let me go into this thing describing what a projection matrix is. So it also makes me think that I might not be copying the matrix properly. I don't know. Actually, no, it looks alright. I might just be the wrong way. I don't know. Anyways, it says that the matrix is I have no idea how to read projection matrices. I think I'm just going to use get projection raw and figure out how to use that. So wait, let me look at what this Hello VR is doing. Shaders. So what is the matrix when it's rendering? Get current view projection matrix. So the pose and the position are different, it looks like. Let me see where it gets this eye position left. Get HMD matrix pose eye. And then it multiplies that by the... Oh my god, okay, so the eyes are relative to the headset matrix. So you need to multiply them by each other? God damn it, this is not easy. Alright. So let me see how it composes this. Oh yeah, actually, so this confirms that my matrix data is correct. Or at least it lines up with what it says here. Right plus F left. One divided by right minus left. Values represent the tangents of the half angles from the center view axis. Yeah, so I actually think this does get me what I need. So I think I'm going to change this around so that I don't call the get VRI matrix. It just gets the VR. It gets the projection. Gets the projection when it initializes. Hey, that bald guy. I wonder why it needs different... I wonder why it needs this. Or I wonder why the projection... I don't know why it just doesn't have the projection centered. Whatever. I'm wondering how different each eye's projection is going to be. Right now I'm studying an intro to programming. I have tomorrow in C. Oh, good luck. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do right now, just to quickly test it more, is I'm going to set up a shader to render to the eye. And I'm going to do no movement or even correct the projection matrix. I'm just going to see how messed up it is without doing that, just to test it out. Okay, so right here, VR eye projection. VR eye resolution. So I'm going to output some of the VR info here. VR left eye projection. And then VR right eye projection. I really don't think the eyes are going to be that different for projection, but who knows. Oh yeah, and I'm going to change around this initialization. No, yes. Virtual reality device has been detected. Would you like to launch the application in VR? Okay. Virtual reality device has been detected. Would you like to launch it in VR? Wait, VR not enabled? Oh shit, my headset went to sleep. And it didn't throw an error. Oh wait, okay. This is interesting. Let me test something. No, the headset's not asleep, so something went wrong in the application. Oh, I just messed up the button. The button that started. Okay, let's see what this. Ooh, eye resolution 16 by 1600. Okay, so we've got, you can see our projection left is -1. Oh, yeah, so it's actually basically exactly the same between the eyes. It's just a tiny bit different. All right, and then yeah, the difference between these gives us our field of view tangent. I'm just wondering how to apply this, because I've never actually had to apply the projection offset like this. I think it's literally just offsetting the screen a little bit. I'll test it out. I'll test the actual rendering now. Alright, hold on, I just gotta go to the washroom. Okay. So I'm actually going to get this rendering. I'm going to get it rendering more than green and red to each eye. I'm going to set up a shader. I'm just thinking how I'm going to load the shader. I guess I'll just load it from a file. But yeah, I'm thinking, how am I going to render this? I guess I'll just call all the rendering functions myself, and then I'll use a full screen quad. Alright, so I'm going to use a I'm going to make this shader a ray tracing shader. So I have this function asset load managed. Let me just load assets from any file. So I'm just going to do this shader.glsl. Going to give an error if it fails to load the shader. Otherwise, let's write our shader. I have a little blit shader right here that I'm just going to copy the beginning of at least. Okay. It's been so long since I wrote this stuff. Or not so long, but it's been a while. I need a bit of a refresher. I believe I have it separated into vert and frag functions. Yep, okay. Alright, so to start, we will just output the UV red to green. Alright. So then instead of clearing here, it's going to do I need to make sure, I think, yeah. So call face, depth test, all of that is disabled by default. I'm just going to leave it like that for this test. GL use program. I think the function is shader use. Shader bind, maybe? Yeah, shader bind. It's mesh bind. Actually, the mesh is automatically going to be bound because it's the quad mesh. Then I'm just going to need to do draw arrays, I think. Let me see what the GUI does, because that's basically what I'm trying to copy. This is good practice, though. I haven't written this OpenGL code like this for a while. GL draw arrays, yeah, GL triangle fan, okay. So this is going to draw the same thing to both eyes, hopefully. Syntax error. Missing before type. Wait, I'm pretty sure. Asset.asset. Oh my god, wait, is it detecting asset as the type? Before type. So manage to view. Oh, okay, I think actually shader. I think it's the shader, so I'll do shad. There we go. Okay, let's see if the shader compiles. I don't need VR to test if the shader compiles, it'll still run it. Yeah, so no errors, the shader is good. Alright, so I'm going to copy this over. Okay, let's see if it works. So it should output a red to green gradient on to each side, basically coloring the UV for each pixel. Let's see if it works. Alright, it's drawing the red to green gradient. It is working. Haha. Okay. So now, Now let's try actually rendering something. We're gonna really see something's wrong when we try to render something here. Okay, so I think the only thing I'm gonna input some uniform data, and all I'm gonna input to begin with is like the view angle. I think I'm gonna make it a vec4 array. Just call it UD, uniform data. Alright, so I'm going to need aspect ratio. So actually, wait, that projection gives me the aspect ratio. The aspect ratio in VR is 1:1. Okay. Alright, so we're just going to output our UV. We're going to turn that into a ray direction here. Our ray position's just going to be 0 to begin. We'll set that maybe to the headset position if we actually get that working. Anyways, basic ray direction to begin. Just assign it from the UV. So if I had to guess, I'm thinking those values it gave me are the UV coordinates here that are supposed to be input. It's hard for me to tell though. I'm not completely sure. I'll have to see. Anyways, from here, I think I'm going to ray trace some volumetric cubes, like so we can get a, I don't know, should be something that gives a fair amount of depth. I don't know if I want to make it blue. I guess I'll just make it white and black. This is also going to be a good benchmark for VR. I can pull up the Steam VR stats and it'll tell me how many frames are being dropped and what. And give me a nice chart, so. Okay. So then we're gonna ray mark through a distance field of repeating blocks. Or repeating cubes. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna do them any different sizes. Just gonna do very simple ones. I'll make them a bit wider than they are tall. Alright, so then as we ray mark through it, add the distance here. We're also going to increment the ray by the distance. So I can't remember what the good way of doing this is. Wait, I want to see, is this showing up on my mic? Kind of. I've got some noise going on in the background. I can't remember if I just add the distance here. I think it's actually just minus the distance. And S smaller than 1. So if S is bigger than 1, it'll also break out. Okay, so this should give us some basic yeah, it compiled. Okay, so this should give us some cubes. Alright, let's test it out. Okay, it's all white. That's, huh. I'm pretty sure I know what that is. I'm pretty sure I just messed up the code right here. Alright, so I greatly reduced the brightness. Let's see if that works. Oh yes, there we go. Alright, so let's see how that works. So that is ray marking volumetric cubes. Alright, sweet. So that is functioning. And it actually doesn't look, the projection and everything doesn't look too off. So I'm going to go ahead and implement the different ray position. No, wait, the ray direction. So basically I'm going to rotate and transform this ray direction right here. So I forget, does each eye... Yeah, so each eye has a different pose. Okay, so this is going to be the difficult part. Extracting all this data from the matrices. So I'm going to create some function here, my C++ library, to transfer over. I think I'm going to make turn this into update VR poses, and it's going to transfer over the stuff like the HMD matrix, the I matrix, get HMD matrix pose I. When does it call setup cameras? Okay, wait, so it only calls this once. Okay, so the eye pose is actually a fixed matrice. Get eye to head transform. And then it's the inversion of invert. What the fuck? Why does it do eye to head transform and then invert that to get the head to eye transform? Why don't they just give you a head to eye transform? Man. Okay, so I don't even think I'm going to do this first. This is actually another thing I'm going to need to pass through Init VR. I think I'm just going to work with the HMD pose right now. So update VR poses, HMD matrix. So after it does wait get poses, it's gonna call tracked device index HMD. Oh wait, so what does it have here? Velocity, angular velocity, device absolute tracking, tracking result. What is it that I take from here? Mat 4 device pose. Convert Steam VR matrix to matrix 4. Oh my god, this is not... They could have made this library so much easier. Oh my god, why did... Like, if Valve programmers just took the time, they could have made this such a better experience to program with. The thing that bugs me is when I see like convert Steam VR matrix, OpenVR is supposed to be, you're not supposed to deal with like Steam VR directly. Like OpenVR could be interfacing with the Oculus API. So like seeing stuff like this where it converts Steam VR matrix, it makes me wonder, am I supposed to be, is this going to be different for Oculus VR? Is it going to be a different type of matrix? Convert Steam VR matrix. So literally all it does is convert it from a 3x4 to 4x4. Oh my god, it's not even... God damn it. Okay, it's not even doing anything special. It's just named like that. Okay, so maybe... Device absolute tracking is what I'm supposed to use. Okay, oh man. I see what they're doing here. So this matrix class isn't a part of Steam VR. They made their own matrix class, or have their own matrix class, just for the examples. Oh my god. Oh man. Okay. How to invert matrix. But like, actually, why the hell don't they just supply these matrices? Why do they make you calculate the inverse? Oh my god, that's so bad. I'm actually wondering if it is the inverse. If it is the inverse, or if it's just calculating it to the inverse so that it can run it through the projection matrix. Like, the whole thing is, though, why do I have to work through OpenVR's own matrices? Why can't they just give me the raw tracking data? Oh man. Matrix 4x3, 4x4 invert. Yeah, like, Jesus Christ. I could understand if inversion was a cheap operation. This is not a cheap operation. What in the fuck? Why don't they just give you the raw tracking data if this is so expensive? That's crazy. This is so badly designed. I cannot wait for... How far along is OpenXR? Wait, OpenXR 1's specification was released on July 29th? No way. Oh my god, wait. Should I use OpenXR instead of OpenVR? Maybe I should have been using OpenXR. Before OpenXR. Okay. OpenXR versus OpenVR. Man, I actually wish Valve didn't come out with OpenVR first. I feel like OpenXR would have so much more support if people hadn't already jumped on the OpenVR train. I thinking the reason why there's like no information on OpenXR or at least developing with OpenXR. I actually wonder if I should even bother implementing OpenVR. OpenXR versus OpenVR developer C++. There's like no information on developing with OpenXR. That's going to be the main the main thing. Damn. Alright, so wait, if this is the inverted matrix, then what is this absolute matrix? What is the absolute matrix? What would that be? If it's... What does inverting a matrix do? What does inverting a matrix do? I think, like, I believe it inverts the operation. Alright, yeah, it's the backwards transformation. Why the fuck does OpenVR give you the backwards transformations instead of just giving you the actual... Oh my god, that's so stupid. Okay, well, I'm just gonna output this matrix to this. Like that, and then I'm going to try and work with whatever data that gives me. Alright, so update VR poses. And we're going to output this matrix to the console. Alright, let's see how that works. And the headset's asleep, so I gotta wake that up. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is interesting. This is definitely a matrix. Let's break it into its columns. I will break one of them into columns. Oh, wait, actually that's wrong. I forgot. It's a 3x4, not 4x3. Okay. So I don't know if this is right or up, but if I had to guess, this is right or forward, this is forward or right, and then this is up. Maybe. I don't know, I'm gonna have to see. Anyways, I should be able to get the Euler angles from one of these, and then I believe this is the position. I think those last values of position. Yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna start trying to convert those values. OpenVR yaw pitch roll. Let's see if someone else has done this. Way more friendly than a rotation matrix. In my case, I was going for an angle axis representation like a quaternion. I ended up having to do a two-step process. First, convert the matrix to a quaternion, then I convert the quaternion to angle axis representation. Alright, so a bunch of people have this same issue. I wonder if I'm just going to end up having to use a matrix. How do I want to do this? Quaternion from matrix, yeah. So I want to see if I can get... Okay, so I think it is right up forward is what those values are. I'm gonna try doing 2 quaternion then 2 Euler angles. Or maybe straight to VR rotation. So I think I have this function to give from a direction At least I thought I did it. Actually, looks like I don't. I've got angle. Oh, yeah, so I do have to do... Oh, okay. So I have to convert to quaternion first, I believe. From matrix. And then quaternion to Euler. Or maybe I'll just do a quaternion multiplication in the shader to test this out, just to begin, yeah. I'm going to do it as a quaternion just to test everything. Alright, now I'm going to need to get the shader uniform. Or I think I can just do shader set global. Alright, so allocate. Allocate this uniform buffer memory. How do I set the uniform memory again? P memory set. Actually, is there a better way of setting this global? Ah, screw it. I got code UDP memory set on this. With the quaternion, VR head transform or rotation. Alright, I think that's good. So then I'm going to apply that quaternion rotation in the shader here to the ray direction. So I'm actually going to copy this quaternion multiply. Oh wait, actually, I already have quaternion operations on my shader toy. I'm just going to copy those, it'll be so much easier. Here we go. So I can't remember. I believe the order matters. I believe I have to multiply the position. I'm not sure. I'll try doing it this way. Doing the ray direction by the quaternion here. I can't remember. Do I actually have a rotate point by quaternion? Rotate point 0. Oh, wait, so it does the conjugate of the quaternion multiplies the point by the quaternion, then it multiplies the point by the conjugate. Wait. And then it assigns... Wait, what the fuck is this doing? It assigns the point to TQ, even though the output is in QP. I think this is supposed to output QP. Let me actually look this up. Rotate point by quaternion. Oh my god, all these people posting giant amounts of math. I just want a few function calls. Alright, anyways, I'll try it like that. Okay, that should be it. Let's see if this builds. VR eye rotation, undeclared. Oh, it's head rotation. I'll convert from float 3 to const 3. Oh, those are supposed to be constant. Okay. Unresolved symbol shader set global. Oh, set global data. Alright, let's try it. Alright. Pray this works. Alright, it's outputting completely black. For whatever reason. I'm tempted to try this with the quaternion identity to see if it works. Actually, I guess I can do this in the shader. Identity is just 001. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So it is working. It's just something about the quaternion it's getting. Alright, gonna need to debug this more. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some water. I'm actually guessing that this isn't updating. This uniform data, for whatever reason, isn't being detected as a uniform block. I think it's because I have to do this. So first of all, the test, I'm going to set VR head rotation to the identity quaternion. And right here, we're going to change this. Test block. And then put UD there. Okay, let's see how this works. Alright, pray it works. Oh! It works! Okay. That was it. So now let's try actually setting the head rotation to the quaternion. Alright, I hope this works. Okay. Yeah, that does not look like a... I'm guessing I have to put it through the inversion. That's what I have to do. Yeah, so I guess I'm going to have to do that matrix conversion that it does in the example here. Unless I'm missing something here. Yeah, so I believe that's right. I think it's just the quaternion here that's wrong. And so I think the solution is to calculate the inverted here. So let's look at this shared code. Wait, is it in... Where is it? Shared. Matrices. So this should have the invert function. This is gonna be complicated. Man, I hate matrices. I hate matrix transforms. Like I said, I like quaternions more than this. It just pisses me off so much that Steam VR gives you these as inverted matrices and then expects you to convert them and invert them. Like, they don't provide their own invert function. Matrix invert. Invert. Are there any invert functions here? So there's no functions. It's up to me to completely to do all these matrix operations. Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna do this, or convert this over. I don't know if I'm gonna trust this. I think I'm gonna copy Valve's code. Oh my god, they do their... They do their code. They write the Matrix 4 code using the Matrix 2 code, so I can't just quickly copy their function, god damn it, without also copying the Matrix 2. I think I'm just gonna take this. I'll be right back though. I think I'm gonna keep this stream going for a few more hours. I'm having fun doing this VR stuff, and I'm like, oh man, I'm super determined to get this working. Alright. So now I'm going to need to convert this matrix to a 4x4 and then output that. But yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes. Alright. So what I'm actually going to look at doing is ending the stream soon and then starting it up in an hour or two and then going into the night. So let's try and do this. I wonder if it's faster to load it in and then copy them. I think it is. So then I gotta convert this. Mat 34244. So let me see how Steam does this. And there's Steam VR matrix function. So yeah, it just does zeros. Okay. Okay, I think the fastest way to would actually be doing this with for loops. Now I'll write it out by hand here first. Okay, so wait, fills this in with 0, puts what was in the third and the fourth. And then whatever it puts in the fourth. Oh, so this would actually be best to do backwards. I hate matrices. Oh my god. Yeah, I think I actually have to do this, or best to do this backwards. Alright, so that's the last row. Okay, there we go. So that just did the same thing backwards. So now we call invert matrix on that. Alright, so hopefully that will actually give us our projection matrix, or our proper rotation matrix. We will see. Let's try this again. See if this even compiles. Version from float to double. Alright, it worked. Let's see if it actually functions. Let's try it. Alright, bye. No, still got the issues. These matrixy values might not be right. It's in the tracking result. There's nothing here. Okay. My matrix conversion could be wrong here as well. I'll try it like this. I should actually check and make sure the actual quaternion code is working by just inputting a different quaternion. I'll try that in a second. I'm just wondering if the Steam VR code is doing something different. I wonder if it's also because it multiplies the matrix. I wonder if you need to multiply the eye position by the HMB pose. I don't think so. I'll check the rotation here. Quaternion from Euler or Euler. Huh. It didn't apply a different, I wonder if my quaternion rotation code is broken. That could be it. I want to see if this has any difference. Okay, can't see any change, which makes me think that it is, let me try actually doing this based off time. Alright, so this should change the quaternion over time, which should show me how rotating the quaternion affects it. It's exactly the same. So this should actually be doing it each second, and it's not changing anything. So that right there seems busted. Unless, wait, that's roll. No, yeah, that should, that should be moving it. I wonder if it has to do something with this. I don't think so. just output all of these. Yeah, so it's changing here, but it's not changing. It's changing the quaternion, but it's not actually changing the value. If I had to guess, this from Euler angle is broken. So let's try the from angle axis. If I had to guess, my quaternion functions are just broken. That's where my issues are coming from. No, it's still not. Still doesn't have any movement. Huh. Try a different axis. This is so weird because at the very least, it should be changing the it should be changing what you see on the screen. I've tested these quaternion functions though, so I'm pretty positive that they work. I think if anything, it's my rotate point function here. Okay, so I can use A10 to... This should be useful. I'm gonna... Wait, what the fuck? Where's the bookmark icon? Here we go. That was weird. Rotate 3D. Rotate point. Vector 3 by quaternion. Create a pure quaternion. Fourth point at 0. Pre-multiply it with Q. Post-multiply it with conjugate. So if you're a pure quaternion that can be turned back to a vector, this is working but far from optical. Quaternion multiplications mean tons of operations. There's now much more optical to dot procs. Oh, so there's a more optimal way. Yeah, so that seems to be what I'm doing. So I'm fairly positive this quaternion rotation is good. It's just this quaternion that's actually broken. I'm positive though. Let me test this code.
Are you like the first mages seeking power? Mortals are such fools.
I'm gonna check if quaternion to and from Euler angle matches up.
I came to this archive to contain the damage I could cause. My loss of control.
But like still, so the thing I'm so confused about is that changing this should still give some changing value. Let me just make sure this is updating and I didn't just break something. Okay, this is weird. Oh wait, I know what I did. I forgot to comment this out. Oops. Oh yeah, I'm getting kind of stumped. And I'm making mistakes now. God damn.
Mortals, no appreciation or understanding of what I do for them. I warned you to leave and take no responsibility for what happens. Why are you here?
Okay, so yeah, it is updating. Dev, have you ever looked into Vulkan? Yep, I have. Okay, so it's updating the value. Let me actually do this little console test. Let me see the quaternion's actually generated correct. Vulcan is hard? Yes, it is. That's how I would describe it, is it's really hard with not a lot of benefits, so it doesn't really end up being worth it. So I'll convert that to radians. Calculate a quaternion from that. Then we're going to turn that back to a Euler angle. And we're going to see if this matches up. Yeah, all the Euler angles match up. Let me see if the Euler angle rotations match up with the quaternion rotations. Let me fully test this. Does have a lot of benefit in allowing you to utilize your CPU more efficiently. See, from my experience though, the CPU normally isn't what's bottlenecking. I think that's just because I write a lot of shaders, but like, my shaders are always maxing out the GPU. Alright, so I'm going to rotate this vector of 1 on the x-axis by the quaternion and the Euler angle, and I'm going to check if it matches up. All right. Quat rotation, Euler rotation. I'm guessing these are going to be completely off, and that's going to be what the issue is. Yeah, that's super interesting. Am I not doing the Euler rotation? Because it is literally... Okay, that's so interesting. Something is seriously messed up because the quaternion rotation and the Euler rotation are outputting the exact same thing each time. Except they're not outputting the same values. So obviously something is... Obviously I did something wrong. Rotate point. Oh, that's why. I was rotating the I was rotating by the point itself. Alright, so I know the quaternion rotation is... I was gonna say it's wrong, but it's equal right here. So if I had to guess, I actually know this was a really bad example that I set up. So this is rotating. How do I have my thing set up? How is it? Is it yaw pitch roll? Yeah, okay, so it's yaw, pitch, and roll. So pitch is on the Y and Z, but this only has a value on the X. So I need to give this a value on the Y. Okay, yeah, so the quaternion rotation is doing nothing, while the Euler rotation is. You can see here, quaternion rotation 0, 1, 0 each time, and then the Euler rotation you can actually see is going around and rotating. Right here it rotates the -1. Alright, so now we know our rotate point function here is actually broken. So let's look at this. It assigns our point right here to a temporary quaternion point, the 0 and the W. Calculates the conjugate right here of the quaternion. Multiplies this point by the quaternion, then multiplies that. I think this is actually supposed to be backwards. Right, so Q1. A times B. I think I'm misunderstanding how I wrote this quaternion code is what the issue is. I think, yeah, I'm supposed to multiply this by that. Here it is. Oh my god, okay. Yeah, so I just misunderstood how to do the quaternion point rotation. Oof. Alright. Let's test this out again. We'll do the from Euler angle. Alright, so now what we actually have to do is we have to fix the point rotation here in the shader code. So I believe this instead rotates like, or multiplies like that. Okay. I think this is actually going to function now. Hopefully. Yes, there it goes. Okay, so that's what it's supposed to be doing, rotating up and down. So now for the actual big test. We are going to use the actual head rotation quaternion, and we're gonna see if that is still broken. And then I'm probably gonna end the stream for like an hour or so and go and eat dinner. Pray to God this works. Or pray to Iron Jesus. Oh, wait, that actually looks like it's at the angle of the head. Oh my god. Yeah, no. Okay, so we've made progress. It's actually moving with the head. Or, sorry, it's moving when the head moves, but it's not actually lined up. For all I know, it could have been me inverting the matrix when I'm not supposed to here. I'm not sure. There's so many things I gotta try. Anyways, I gotta go eat dinner. I'll be back in like an hour and a half, and then I'm gonna continue right back off. I'm really determined to get this VR stuff working. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Anyways, I hope everyone else enjoyed this, even though this was mostly me struggling. Yay, matrices. Anyways, I'll see you guys around. I hope you're having a good day wherever you are. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.